wonderful, man.
Oh, that's all I
I
need.
like him a lot.
And I should call him Dad. And I said I was a big... Haven't seen him in a long time. I don't know whether he's...
He always shows up at the
Ready?
German Butcher.
Recording.
Good evening. Caucus meeting, statement. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to Public Laws 1975. Said notice was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Beacon and was posted on the bulletin board showing the time and place of the meeting. Rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 1, Pine Barrens Remote Control Modelers Club event, Deerhead Lake, August 7th, 2021.
This is an annual event that the Pine Barrens Remote Control Modelers Club holds at Deerhead Lake with a waterfront fun fly. And they are looking to have it this coming summer, August 7th, 2021, from 8 a.m. till 3 o'clock through the day. It does draw a great crowd
Yes.
of the youth in the community. So Jim wants to make sure before he approves it, that we approve it.
I'll make that motion. I've been over to watch it. It's really, it's amazing what these guys do.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 2, consideration of a Knox box ordinance.
All right, we had discussed this several weeks ago, and there was a question about what are the prices of the Knox box, and since Mr. Connity's here, he might be able to expand a little bit more on the program and what it's about. And it is I'm going to say, you put your keys for your business inside the box. They have a grand master, so to speak, that would open it up. And you can see from the brochure that he provided to us, there are various different product types. And of course, the cost of them are different, and it would be borne by, obviously, the business owner that puts them in, but he was looking for us and also Forked River to adopt an ordinance where that would be part of the planning process, and during the planning process that they would have to be required to put in this box or vault into their businesses, because sometimes timing is very important, especially if a business is on fire and they need to get inside. If it's just an alarm issue, that's one thing, but sometimes an alarm really is an instance inside the building and they can't gather entrance to it in a timely manner. I don't know if Mr. Connedy wants to say anything else.
Any questions?
Yeah, I got it. I mean, are you looking for, is there one standard that we would require, or are you looking, 'cause I'm looking at like 25 to 30 different ones here.
Whichever the business
Chooses?
chooses.
And they give like the master key code.
Right.
And that's the master that would go on
So
the outside
you'll
box.
see on that application, there's a, I forget what they call it, but it's a code specific to Lacey Township fireworks.
Okay.
There's 4 keys out right now, myself, my assistant, and then Forked Rivers,
Right.
and we've got deputy. So,
So they, I mean, because some of these would go from, I guess I'm not too, the price difference isn't too bad, but you wouldn't care as long as
I don't,
the
They
key,
don't-
Which one they
the
put on,
universal
no.
key is gonna get you into it. That's the
Right.
most important thing.
they also put
Big one where they are.
contact information in there,
Right.
anybody that needs it, you know.
Oh, okay. So it's just not the kid, it's they can, somebody
Right,
can
so
call
we can
somebody.
them, let them know, because, not, always, headquarters doesn't always have it, contact.
Right, that's
The
correct.
county doesn't, a lot of company calls somebody and they're not answering, so.
Right,
we
so,
put 2 or 3 of them in that.
so you guys, if you can't get in, you're gonna kick down the damn door.
Unfortunately, if we have to get in, yeah.
Yeah, if
that's
you gotta
gonna
get in,
close
you're
down.
kicking down the door.
Right. We'd rather not.
Right.
Or if the sprinklers are going off, like you had said in the other department, it's gonna destroy everything inside if you can't
Sure.
get in there and turn it off.
Yeah, if we could secure it, we will, but
No,
Jack,
they-
this one here is 44, I guess the 4,400. What is it you're looking to do? Like, let's say we have a strip mall. Is one box gonna have all the keys in it?
it all
Or each
depends on
unit?
how the planning, I guess, does it. What it normally is 1 box per unit. unless there's a master key for all the units, which I doubt, but, whatever, planning obviously suggests.
My 2 cents.
You know what I'm gonna do? Because, believe it or not, tomorrow morning I have a meeting with, oh my God, what's that locksmith up in,
Mr. Keys?
Mr. Keys. And I'm gonna ask him, because I think, we're having some of our buildings changed over to a master key.
Yeah.
And I think that you can do that in a certain, as long as the rent tenant's okay it, you can put a master, which is a good idea, you know? And then it's one key for everything.
Yeah.
You know? Good.
So although I think this is a good idea, I do have reservations. This is expensive to basically pass as another, permit onto businesses. I do have a question about whether, are we talking new construction or old construction? And then there's just certain things I just know about how they, especially commercial tenants, how they work. Those keys, the locks on the doors get changed frequently, and so then you have to remember to then get an extra key to put the lockbox in it. So, it's only as good as the people putting the keys
That's
in the
true. If
lockbox.
you go there and the
So
lock
I know,
change, you have
I know
no-
one landlord that's probably not going to be putting too many keys in their lockbox because I'm going to forget. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, my keychain right now. I have thousands of keys. I mean, in theory, it sounds good, but it's only as good as the person
Jack,
changing the key.
If I could answer, Mr. Dennis. So, obviously, it's whatever you guys are planning to decide, but going forward on any new businesses coming in, I guess we could say, not even construction. But we have each individual tenant to make sure that there's a key in that box, not so much
Yeah,
landlord.
it's the same. I just have reservations. I just know the tenants. I mean, first of all, a lot of small tenants that are. I mean, they're getting their teeth kicked in over COVID right now. So to tell them that they had to go and purchase a $650 lockbox for a key, certainly have reservations about that.
I totally understand that.
It's one thing. I mean, it would be sort of a little bit different if the developer had to do it while they're building the building. It's a little bit different, but I still think there's going to be a problem with who changing the keys out in the lockbox. I do.
I agree with you. I think the new building, new construction, major renovations, I don't think this is a problem. Existing businesses are gonna have a problem, so I think
Absolutely.
we extend the timeline out 5-6 years before it has to be in every one. Because you're right, these small businesses are getting their teeth kicked in this year. And we give them a chance, an opportunity to go out 5 or 6 years to put it in, I don't see a problem.
Or even if it's
You
on
can
that,
get in, and then who turns off
our
the
new
permit?
construction businesses put it in, then we identify what long-standing businesses don't have one, and we
You have contact numbers and stuff like that.
reach out individually and
That's not a bad idea.
I could pitch it. I know we just did the Wendy's a year and a half ago. We were contacted by Applebee's probably about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, those
The
single,
bigger, obviously.
not even just
Yeah.
bigger, but they're single tenants. It's a little bit easier.
Right.
You're generally a manager on site. It's
Is
just a
there-
little bit different.
Do you know of any town that's done this?
Stafford,
Stafford has had it in effect for a while. They also have a fire prevention bureau.
yeah.
So
And they have a false alarm ordinance too, which
Which
is
is
one
working,
of those
yeah.
things there.
separate, yeah. But
All right,
just a suggestion.
I guess it's something we can,
Think about it.
keep on.
I got you, you guys asked for the
Table.
prices of the boxes,
We
I
can
got
keep
you
it on,
that, thanks
we
to
can keep it on
Jack.
the agenda.
Keep it on the
and bat
agenda, I
around.
would say, yeah.
Yeah, we can keep it on the
Yeah.
agenda and bat it around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have nothing to add on to this agenda, does anyone else?
No, I don't.
So a motion to close,
Move it.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Township of Lacey Township meeting. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to public laws of 1975. Said notice was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Beacon and posted on the bulletin board showing the time and place of the meeting. We'll have a salute to the flag, a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 1, first reading of ordinance 2021-05, providing for funding for radio communications upgrade.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, providing for the acquisition of various capital equipment appropriating $1,290,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,225,500 in bonds and notes to finance a portion of the cost thereof, authorized in and by the Township of Lacey. This is for the 700 megahertz upgrade for the police department communications and the remainder of the radios for the emergency service squads and the pagers. Motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 2, first reading of ordinance 2021-06, authorizing donation of property to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the donation of Block 520, Lot 22, to the United States of America Department of Interior Fish and Wildlife Service pursuant to NJSA 48:12-13B1. This is a swampy parcel of land that's in the Foresight Reserve behind the Murray Grove. On a low tide day, you may be able to see it. On a high tide day, you will not.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 3, first reading of ordinance 2021-07, amending and supplementing Chapter 291, Stormwater Regulations.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 291 entitled Stormwater Regulations for 9 Pinelands areas so as to amend various sections. The whole entire chapter is being amended in accordance with the new stormwater regulations adopted by the state of New Jersey with the DEP. So this is the standard that they require us to go by. You'll see all municipalities in New Jersey need to do the upgrades, especially if they are the Tier A municipalities such as we are. As you can see, it's 31 pages long.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 4, second reading of ordinance 2021-04, setting salaries for various positions.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, amending an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, affixing and determining the salaries, wages, and compensation of the officers, employees, and members of the governing body of the township. This is for the Director of Public Works, the Planning Aid/Project Coordinator, and Technical Support Specialist 1. Second reading. Second reading, open floor.
Second reading, open floor to public comment.
Seeing none,
Seeing.
make a motion to close it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion on the ordinance?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 5, resolution 2021-73, canceling outstanding municipal court checks.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the cancellation of old outstanding checks from the municipal court account, the regular account, in the total amount of $210.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 6, resolution 2021-74, authorizing a refund of the Coalition on Affordable Housing fee.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the refund of a preliminary COA payment fee issued by the Lacey Township Tax Assessor's Office. What happens is when they go in and apply for a fee for either new construction or residential development, there's a fee that needs to be paid that goes against the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. The applicant has decided to not move forward with the project, and we are refunding them their COA fee of $2,218.50.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 7, resolution 2021-75, authorizing the refund of deposit monies.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the refund of deposits held for the use of municipal facilities.
Move
Move
it.
it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 8, resolution 2021-76, authorizing the payment of township bills.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the payment of township bills in the amount of $10,181,892.72.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Monthly reports.
Municipal Clerk's Office for the month of January collected receipts in the amount of $10,186.20. The Municipal Court for the month of December collected receipts in the amount of $6,615.67. And the month of January, road opening permits were collected in the amount of $4,050. Recycling commodity in the amount of $1,173.80. And truck parking in the amount of $100. Motion to accept the reports is read.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve township meeting minutes of January 28th, 2021.
Move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve caucus meeting minutes of January 28th, 2021.
Move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve raffle license.
Hassle?
Apologies. Motion to approve raffle license applications for the Lacey Township High School Booster Association.
Move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Comments from the committee. Deputy Mayor Giuliano.
Thank you, Mayor. Today, I really don't have much to say other than we know we've had some storms out there. People, please be careful out on the roadways. People are still walking, as I noticed this morning when I was leaving to go out to work. Somebody was walking on Lacey Road out into the street, and slush wound up hitting him. I could see it probably hurt him, but I mean, sometimes we have to use our head not to walk out on Lacey Road in a weather like this year. But I did stop, and the person was okay. But just to bring that up, I mean, sometimes we gotta use our heads a little bit, and some people just don't do that. Other than that, I'd like to just again thank all of the volunteer organizations in town, the police department, Public Works. Public Works did a great job. You know, I've known some people have been complaining about their roads being plowed. Well, I never complain and I never worry about it because I know they got a lot more to worry about, but I'm all the way back into there, and sometimes you just can't get to all of them right away. I mean, you know, you only got, I don't know how many miles of roadway we have.
We have
in
over
this town.
216 miles of municipal maintained roadway, and if there's not more than 2 inches worth of snow, you're going to ruin the equipment and ruin the roadways in order to plow. And we don't have enough sand and salt every one of
Each
those
road.
roadways. We do the intersections and the high
I
traffic
seen
areas.
it. I don't go on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook thing. I don't do all of that. My wife's seen it, and somebody has mentioned about that. I can assure you, this Public Works Department does an excellent job, and they will get to some are forgotten about to call and be nice about it, and you know, I'm sure they'll get to you as fast as they can. Other than that, Mayor, that's all I have. Everybody enjoy the. Unfortunately, I think we have another storm coming, right? Which ain't good, but enjoy what we have, and always remember, please support small business in every fashion, every way you can. All of them are hurting, but more the small business, they need the help, so please. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor Giuliano. Committeeman McDonald.
Oh, on to me.
Go ahead.
Wow, okay. Thank you, Mayor.
Sir.
I'm gonna be quick too. I'm gonna be on this for a while. We've gotta figure out some way to help the schools. 1.6 million, they're gonna lose that again. I don't know, this is what, the third or fourth year they're losing it? And they've got their hands full with COVID and all of this, you know, this virtual learning. Every time I turn around, there's another report about the mental problems these kids are having, the mental problems the teachers are having. This is going to be a disaster, and we've got to get these schools open, and we've got to get the funding up to get that. Now, that being said, Gavin had something on his website about the algorithm, but they can't understand it. So my guess is it's written probably in code. And the fact that the state will not share this algorithm so that the school districts can determine independently whether they're getting the proper share of our money is outrageous to me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. And maybe gotta write a letter, maybe go knock on the governor's door. I'll probably get thrown out, but we'll try anyhow. So that's all I have on that. Again, I want to echo Deputy Mayor Giuliano's comments on the Public Works. They were out today plowing. They do a good job. And, you know, like Veronica said, they're not 2 inches. They're not coming out, and that makes a whole lot of sense. It really, really does. And last but not least, I want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day on Sunday.
Even our mayor?
All right, except the mayor. No, even our mayor and his lovely bride, and I wish everybody a happy Valentine's. Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you, Committeeman Kennis.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have too much today to add either. I've been spending most of my time the past couple weeks on internal meetings. I still continue to future plan for Lacey Township, and I don't have too much to discuss about it right now, but one day. So that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much. I'm going to dovetail on it, just take a couple of minutes. I want to talk about something that we've all talked about, but Committeeman McDonald's been pretty vociferous about it. This was a post that my daughter shared with me. It's about a high schooler. It could be in Michigan, it could be in New Jersey, it could be, this happens to be in California. It's a young man named Mr. Isaiah Navarro. High school football player, went viral on Twitter after voicing his frustrations with Governor Newsom's COVID-19 lockdowns that may have cost him a spot on a college football team. This is what this young man wrote, and this is what our kids are going through, and I just want to be above board. And this kid hit it better than I or most people ever could. 0 offers, 0 looks, 0 commitments, 0 time on campus, 0 homecoming, 0 prom, 0 traditional graduation. What a wasted final year of school, tweeted Isaiah Navarro, who attends Cresselet High School in Lancaster, California. Worked so hard, dedicated for absolutely 0. Big shout out to @Governor Newsom. You got exactly what you wanted. Last week, the Center for Disease Control said it was safe to open schools. We know that these kids at every age need to get back together. If that means that the wizards of smart and the luminaries in Trenton have to get together and vaccinate teachers, then that's what they should do. This is something that's necessary for kids of each and every age. We're going to see the problems this is going to cause. Don't even think about some standardized test or a park test. There's going to be problems reverberating from these so-called lockdowns. And you know what? You as parents have a right to ask and demand, where is the science? The people that are causing these lockdowns in Trenton and peppering it down to our counties and our towns, you imbue them with the power. You give them the power to do that. You need to demand the science. We all need to demand the science. There's been talk about social media. It's a powerful medium. Maybe people should start on that. I'm sure they already have, and there's several pages, but this is something that it's gone on long enough. We're going to lose this year, and then there's going to be more memories that are lost, and there's going to be long-term damage. As far as the vaccine goes, each day, thousands of people in this county receive vaccine. Each day, there's more people that have come down with, unfortunately, COVID-19, but my point is, we're getting closer to a herd vaccination situation. I talked to one of the doctors that's in the employ of this town, John Coolin, made a point of talking with him today. He's calling the J&J vaccine a game changer. Today, there were 20,000 appointments statewide at CVS. They've all been booked. Be vigilant. What we're seeing now in public health is that there's going to be an opportunity for everybody to get this vaccine in just 6 to 8 weeks. I believe that. I believe that. When J&J comes on, it's easier to store. It's going to be at your doctor's office, your practitioner's office. Anybody that wants it is going to be able to get it. Then schools, without a question or hesitation, should open at every level, especially when the CDC comes out and says it's safe for them to open. And they did so last week. Please see your doctor if you need to. Don't be afraid to go to the hospital. They're well squared away with good leadership. All the hospitals in this area, they have COVID wards where people with the virus are separated out. So we need you to go see your doctor, your caregiver, and just get that taken care of. We have every opportunity to de-densify our schools. We can mask, we can mitigate, we can socially distance. It's just something that has to happen. On the business front, a lot's been said about business. 2 nights ago, I was with all of our committee. We were at Community Hall. I am up now on the Board of Tourism and Business for our county. Called 300 different businesses, knocked on doors from the south part near Waretown to the north part of Lenoka Harbor, trying to just transition business into any funding pathway. And I want to thank personally, and I want to thank publicly, the 9th District. The 9th District here on Lacey Road has been so far above board in their outreach to our businesses. They're emailing out funding pathways, grant opportunities, opportunities for ancillary services, and that's going directly out to businesses, not just constituents, businesses, and that's where we need it. Made a video, spoke about our video. It's already received several hundred hits. It's been posted in several places. If you get an opportunity, it does talk about our 150th anniversary. We want people to be involved with that. That's all I have for this evening. I'd like to open the floor to public comment. Yes, sir.
Barry Bender, Historic Bay Avenue. First, a quick question about something that was on the agenda. For item number 2, did the Division of Fish and Wildlife come to us and ask for this
Yes.
particular parcel? They
Yes,
did?
they own everything around it. We're like
That's
in
why.
all of what
They own everything around it?
Yeah, it's all behind Murray Grove.
Gotcha.
All of that they own.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just found it strange that they would come and ask for that. They have
Yeah,
everything
they
around
have
it.
everything around it.
Yeah,
yeah.
everything around it.
Like I said, we probably have to build a bridge to get to it, and we can only probably see it at low tide. It's all in the marsh.
I know
there.
that what that area is like. So, yeah. Lots of snakes and turtles. And,
Well, yeah, besides that too.
yes. We went to the Board of Health meeting last night, had interesting conversation last night at the Board of Health. Just wanted to, my friend Lisa could not be here. She actually spent too much time yesterday. That was the first day she had the boot off of her ankle, and her ankle swelled up. So she's not here. So I want to read the, and I'm not going to go into detail like she did, but I just want to read it quick. We Oprah'd the fees last year that were spent on the ACO, the Animal Control Officer. And between A Academy and the veterinarian fees and the shelter fees, the total figure, and actually there were 2 months missing on the shelter fees. The total figure that was paid last year for ACO expenses was $60,920.96, missing those 2 months. And I just averaged, if you average what they paid for the shelter, it came to, I think, $549 a month. And I added the 2 months in, so that if she got the numbers for those money and it was average, it would have been $62,018.96. So that's what was paid last year for all-encompassing ACO and Animal Control Officer expenses. We had interesting conversation last night at the Board of Health. A lot of topics came up. Things got crazy a little bit at times, but I appreciate, Mr. Mayor, your work there at the Board of Health and working with us during that meeting. Really not much else. I just wanted to put those the figures out there. I had other figures. Have you guys, would you like to have these figures, or you don't need them?
They already have them.
You got them? Okay. Just a last update. The petition that we have is still going. As of last check, the number of Lacey residents that have signed the petition are 723, overall in Ocean County 847. And thank you for your time.
That's great. And Barry, if I could,
Yes.
you have 1 minute?
Sure.
I appreciate you coming to the meetings, and I mean, your service, you've been above board, you've been a great citizen here, you come to so many meetings, not just health and the township. I wanted to answer a couple of concerns, I did some homework, I wanted to make sure I had some information for you.
Appreciate it.
Those, when we receive an application for the animal control officer position, I double-checked with council. We are not required to score those bids. We talked a little bit in depth last night. The board did, not me. Again, I'm not
Right.
a voting member, about why they made the decision that they did. We may disagree agreeably. We encourage anyone to apply next year as well.
Right.
One of the things where the board had some concerns, though, I don't know from social media. I'm not on Facebook. I've been on Chatter. I told my colleagues in the back room just once or twice. I try not to get into the weeds. Everyone has my cell phone number, free to call me, go through Veronica. Where, I have to defend the board a little bit. We have a highly respected police lieutenant. We had a PhD college professor. We got a licensed medical doctor who sits where Steve sat.
Yeah.
We've got people who really care about, and the vast majority of them are animal owners. Skip is an educator as well. So these are unpaid people. Any intimation, or now the survey on Facebook, I'm all for it. It's the American way. If somebody's going to start hurling insults or say something negative about a board member, I mean, we got to remember, these people are unpaid volunteers. I wouldn't want to see that said about you, about anybody in the planning or zoning board, any board. I think they did the best with what they had. I think they brought up some valid points, and we want to encourage you, the Popcorn Park Zoo, to apply next year, because it's open to them. It's open to anyone else who can meet the parameters and the scope of the bid. But, if it's going to be difficult if people, just continue, if they get lambasted on Facebook, that makes it hard for everybody.
Well, yeah, just to clarify though, we're not doing anything on Facebook. We put a petition out for people to sign.
Okay.
And hopefully from our group, I don't think we're saying anything derogatory about anybody. I mean, I come up with a lot of respect. They put a lot of time in. They put a lot of work
Well,
in.
there was 2 comments last night or the week before that, how do we know somebody doesn't know somebody, or there's untoward behavior? I could tell you, I would divorce myself from that situation. I know these people. I vouch for these people. They took an oath. Anybody that does that in New Jersey, or if anybody feels that anybody has done that in New Jersey, 929-2027, I advise anyone to call the Ocean County prosecutor, and they'd be on them like a herd of turtles. Listen, that's not what's going on here. Let's all get together,
Yeah.
maybe agree to disagree agreeably, and apply next year.
Right, but I think what you're saying there is a little bit taken out of context in the sense that they were saying because of the lack of transparency, it would lead to someone thinking along those lines. What we've been asking for is the transparency. So that's what we're after.
If I may, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I had a conversation with a board member this morning
Yep.
on telephone, Mr. Terrell, Scott Terrell.
He wasn't there last night.
Right, he's in quarantine.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
he tested negative, but so he's in good shape. He has, because of his police background and so forth, he's had extensive work with, knows the proprietor out there at Popcorn Park Zoo. Once he gets better, he's going to meet with the proprietor out there and explain why he voted the way he did.
Understood.
Okay?
Yeah, I know him personally
So
myself.
my thought is, look, we can go back and forth.
Absolutely.
But it's up to we got to get the news, we got to get the information to the proprietor as to why it didn't go his way, okay? And it's going to be a private meeting, and if the proprietor wants to explain to you guys why, that's up to him. But I did talk to Scott this morning. He says, as soon as I get done quarantine, I'll reach out to him. He knows him very well, he said, and he likes the guy, so he'll explain it to him.
Much
Fair enough?
appreciated. Yep, very good.
Good
Thank
man,
you.
Barry. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Hi, Sharon Prendergast, 1809 Ravine Drive. I actually just wanted to ask for a little clarification, maybe even just for myself. When we were talking about specifically, and I'm sure this wasn't meant just for me, maybe the lady, to show up at more meetings, not just right before an RFP. And I'm wondering if you can give me some guidance in like my participation or the group participation as to what our role might be to be a good member of participating in doing that, rather than just being a body in a seat. It's harder when we don't know clarity as to the decision. And I'm just trying to guess things like, should I present something as to maybe how they're related to the town, or, but I'm just guessing.
Well, for this period, for the next 9-10 months, it's absolutely illegal for us, and we wouldn't pull it from the current owner of the bid, and give it to anyone else.
Totally get that.
We're not allowed to do
Yeah.
that by contract law. If you would like to make application to be on the Board of Health, you can submit a letter. The issue then is, if you're the employee over there, you would have to abstain from any review of any type of contract that would go to that licensee. As far as being involved, we have limited authority because we prescribe to the Ocean County Board of Health. They have the licensed inspectors that go out, inspect our restaurants, test our water, and look for life safety issues all around our town. So as far as being involved in that regard, we can't do that. They can't do that as board members. You can attend, it's a public meeting. We encourage your attendance. We encourage everyone to apply next year. But for 2021, it's been settled. I thought, my takeaway from the meeting last night is that the board was fairly clear on why they made the choice that they did. We were very compliant on giving the Oprah requested information. And there's nothing else that that board can do this year.
I totally understand that. I respect the decision that was made, and I want to make it really clear what my role is. I am just a taxpayer. I'm just a Lacey citizen. I don't volunteer at Popcorn Park. I've adopted animals from them. But as I've been a participant in these meetings, and you have mentioned to me specifically, and I just wanted to clarify, I think it wasn't meant to be me. I think it was meant to be anyone who has a concern.
Sure.
That we should show up at more meetings. So I was just wondering what my kind of role could be to do that, to be an active participant, not to challenge the decision that was made already, but to be involved, as you suggest earlier.
Well, that's really the only contract that we award each year. We do procedural, the board does procedural things each month, review health inspections from the Ocean County Board of Health, review bills and invoices, look and see if there was any violations, any matters of interest to public health or to the detriment thereof. But they're going to be decisions that are reviewed and approved or denied by the board. As far as transparency, you or anyone is more than welcome to attend, but as far as decisions go, those are internal decisions with internal accounting and things like that that the board makes on procedural items like invoices and inspections.
Understood, great, yeah, I was just wondering as a citizen, like, I might be just totally out there, because where I work, we
No, not at
present
all.
things like that, and I didn't know if it would help. We speak things, but there's sound bites, and how do we
Miss,
know
I'm
what
sorry,
not just...
Miss Prendergast?
Prendergast.
Prendergast. I want to tell you, on January 1st, no matter who's mayor, we appoint maybe a little over 100 people to boards ranging from boards like zoning, health, planning board. We appoint maybe 40 to 50 people to our wonderful municipal alliance. We encourage people to get involved, to attend meetings. For this particular board, because the majority of any administrative action that could be taken is done by our licensee, the Ocean County Board of Health. In other words, the Lacey Township Board of Health doesn't have a registered environmental health specialist, a licensed health officer in the state of New Jersey. We deal with them to go out and inspect and also educate our licensees. So we have limited power, like I said.
Well, I want to thank you by actually challenging me to take more part in the town. And I love this town. I think I've said that from the time I started. So, thank you.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. We all do. Any other questions, comments from the floor?
Seeing none, motion to close the floor?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution for executive session.
Resolution 77, a resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing and convening an executive session to discuss matters of personnel. That's it.
Move it.
Motion on that?
Move it.
Move second.
Second?
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn?
Move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. No further business.
No further
That's
business.
correct, gentlemen.
Thank you.